So for those of you who are just now joining me for the first time, or you haven't been here in a while, I'm Latonia. I am the trailblazing owner of Let's Write Life. And what Let's Write Life does is provide easy and fun ways to incorporate journaling into programs of organizations that empower people. And so what I do is these live broadcasts on different topics to not only support professionals who are helping to empower the lives of so many people, I also do it to empower you directly. So that's what Let's Write Life is about. Today's topic is, do you know how to journal? And so today I'm going to share some of my personal tips and some of the things that have helped me discover how to journal in a way that works for me. Now, there are so many ways that you can journal, but this is my way. And so I figured I'd do you guys some justice and help, break away any fear or any anxiety around whether you're doing it right or, how to get motivated again. I'm just going to share what has worked for me to empower you. So let's get started with number one. The reason why I decided to talk or discuss this topic today in this video is because in all of my workshops, there seems to be so many people who are feeling stuck when it comes to journaling. And see, I've literally built my life around journaling, so to me, I just have a lot of knowledge about it. I'm comfortable with it. It's just a way of life now. So sometimes it's hard for me to remember not everybody is where I'm at. And so I wanted to do this introductory video because those of you who've been following along with me, I generally talk about life because that's what I write about. But for those of you who are just starting this journey or just want to get back into bringing journaling into your life, this is a great video for you to get started. So I have my notes here. Today I want to share some simple ways. There's really no wrong or right way to journal. That's the first thing I want you guys to know. When it comes to journaling, it's all about your personal preference. And for me, I started journaling because I needed a way to express myself when there was no one around for me to talk to or connect to. And so journaling just became this voice that I had as an outlet to be able to express the way that I felt. And so that's what really opened the door for journaling for me. As life went on, I found out, and this is hindsight that I'm speaking, I found out that the way that I was journaling, it wasn't necessarily wrong, but it wasn't effective for where I wanted to move forward in life. And so when I realized that and started changing my writing into a different direction, from a negative direction to a positive direction, that's when everything began to change. And so that is where journaling started for me, being used in an effective way. So you can pretty much journal any way you want to journal. Journaling is at its basic form a way for you to express yourself, express your ups, express your downs, express the way you want to reflect on life. And you can do it in writing, you could do it in art form. There's really no limit to how to journal. But in my perspective, there are a few ways to help you journal in an effective way. So the goal for me today is to get you started, okay? So my tip number one that I have for you, start with you. And the reason why I say that is when it comes to journaling, because there are no boundaries and because there are no limits, it's almost overwhelming to think about where to start. And so when I decided I wanted to change my life around because I had been going through so many years of discouragement and depression, and I wanted to overcome that. I wanted to heal from my past, let it go, and be able to move forward. And in order for me to do that, I made journaling a space to focus on me. So how many of you guys are at a place in your life where you're saying to yourself, you know what, I really want my life to change. I know there's more to life than this. I need more money. I want to be happy. I want better relationships. I want and desire all these things in my life, but I don't know where to start or how to go about it. That's pretty much the place where I found myself. And journaling became that space in my life where I began to evaluate those questions, evaluate my life, and evaluate where I wanted to go. So when it comes to how to get started with journaling and do you know how to journal, my suggestion would be to start with you. And now on my website, if you join my email list, I have a packet, a simple, very basic kit called 30 Life Questions to Awaken Your Personal Growth, because that too is something you may not know how to do. So I created just a few journaling prompts. Well, it's really 30, so it's kind of a lot of journaling prompts to help you get started on that path, because that's pretty much how my journey got started. Now, another thing that comes up, and you hear it all over the place, people like you, people like me, we're all looking to figure out what our purpose in life is. And when you focus on your own personal growth, that's when you begin to figure out who you are, what you like to do, and how you can apply those likes and dislikes to your actual life. So let me see, I want to just look at my, let me see. I wrote down this note. It's an everyday practice you have to take. And so, yeah, journaling is not something you are just going to get into overnight unless it's something you automatically enjoy doing. If you enjoy writing, it'll be easy. But staying motivated, staying focused, having a purpose, those are the things that require a little bit more knowledge and structure. So what I wanted to share was, when I started Let's Write Life, I had no idea that I was going to start Let's Write Life. I had no idea that I was going to go to college, graduate, work in the corporate world, then get laid off, and then start a business. And then I knew I wanted a business, but I didn't know what business that was until I hit rock bottom. Journaling became my voice, and me trying to get my life back on track, me taking the time to work on me, that's what really opened my eyes up to see just how important certain things in my life were over the things that I had been doing that really weren't. Yes, I could do those things. For example, I used to work in human resources. I love helping people, and so human resources allowed me to have that outlet. But I didn't like the corporate world, and I didn't like working within a box, not having my creative side be expressed. And unfortunately, due to those frustrations with things that I was doing in my regular life, the frustrations were becoming burdens in my personal life. And then things from my past, outside of work, things from my past that hurt me, things from my past that made me feel discouraged, worthless, lonely, or poor relationships in my personal life that made me feel rejected and alone. All of these things, they caught up to me one day, and I never really took the time out of my life to sort out those emotions and to sort out the direction of my life. I just pretty much kept going through life almost as though I was asleep, just going with the patterns, trying to stay positive, hiding my depression and my discouragement in the background of my life, never talking about it because I was ashamed, because I was guilty, because I had low self-esteem in myself. All of those things I just allowed to happen. But when I made a choice for myself that I wanted to change my life around because I was tired of being unhappy, I was tired of doing things that didn't really fulfill me, that's when journaling became the thing in my life that helped me change the course of my life. So that's why, number one, I wanted to share with you to say, start with you. On my journey to changing my life, that's when I realized, wow, journaling's been here all along, but not until I started using it to capture my journey, to reflect on my questions, and then look for the answers to those questions did I realize, wow, journaling is awesome, because it's a place where I'm not judged. It's a place where I can say what I want, and then if there's things I say that I don't want people to know, or I'm afraid people will find out, I know there are solutions to journaling to get rid of those words, and then I can bring more light. There are solutions and plans and strategies to bring more light to the words that I was saying to myself that do empower me. So how many of you guys are like understanding what I'm saying? If I am speaking to you, if you're understanding, let me know. Give me a thumbs up, give me hearts, okay? If you guys have any questions, put them in the comment area. And questions about journaling. What journals do you use? What journals do you like to use? And for those of you who are watching the replay, please also put your comments or questions there as well, because I'll always be checking back. And then it also gives an opportunity for you to connect with other friends who are in the Let's Write Life community. Number one, in case you guys missed it, start with you. Okay? Now, number two, make what your journaling, let me see how I want to say it right. Make how you move forward. So you decided you want to journal, right? So now make how you move forward with journaling, because you're going to be starting with you. If you're going to take my advice and use techniques that worked for me, you're starting with yourself. Now number two is give it a purpose. And so for me, my purpose for journaling became personal growth. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be happy. And so my journey to personal growth started that way. And there are many journals that you can use, and you can assign many different purposes to them. So I basically took a journal and decided this is going to be my personal growth journal. I didn't call it that at the time. I didn't say, oh, I want this to be personal growth. I just basically took a journal and said, I want to use this to basically move forward. What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm going to be talking a lot about this in the next upcoming videos. Being able to put a name to your emotions, okay? Try on your journey of personal growth. That is pretty much the key to unlocking the understanding of who you are. If you say, oh, I want to be fulfilled in life. What does that mean? I want to be fulfilled in life. How does that give you direction? What direction is fulfilled? And does fulfilled mean the same thing for everybody? No. So what you do is, in your journey of personal growth, you take questions, you take emotions that seem vague, or statements, questions you have that seem vague, and you make it your journey to answer those questions. That's what I did. Oh gosh, I remember the moment I was like rock bottom, and I said the one thing I knew was that I wanted to be happy. What does that mean? I had no idea what that meant, but I said, you know what, I'm going to do everything in my power to find out. And that's how my journey started. First, started with me. Two, I gave it a purpose. I said, I want to know what it means for me to be happy. So if you're saying to yourself, I want to know what my purpose is. I want to know how I can be happy. I want to know how I can be more fulfilled. Make that your purpose for journaling, and leave it like that. Don't make it too specific or too bordered, okay? Keep it wide. Just make it your journey to figure out what the definition of what fulfillment, happiness, joy, healing, what those things mean to you. And as you write out what you believe, because here's the thing, you may not know the answer, and that is where the journey begins. And this is why, or this is how journaling becomes a motivated thing, because it's not you writing to a prompt. It's writing to unlocking the answers to questions you have in your life and staying committed to it. Next tip I have for you is stay in love with the journey. Stay motivated with the journey. I literally wrote it that way. Stay in love / stay motivated. Because you can stay motivated with things. For example, I stayed working at a job I really didn't like. I was motivated because I needed money. But was I fulfilled by it? No. So that's why I say, step 3, stay in love, stay motivated with journaling. This is so important because once you begin that journey, it's not always going to be easy. It's just like a relationship. You got to go through the ups, the downs, and if you want that relationship to last, you have to figure out how to maintain it. So for me, I wanted to be happy, and I was willing to do everything that it took to be happy. I had to sacrifice relationships. I had to sacrifice time away from people that I cared about because I needed to heal. Think about it this way. If you have an illness, this is a drastic, because I could have started with a scratch, right? A scratch, it heals, you put a Band-Aid on it. But if you have been hurt so deeply, I have to compare that to an illness. Illnesses take time to heal. Sometimes you take medicine every week, every day. You do things to allow those wounds to heal. You don't just heal overnight. And the deeper the wounds, the stronger the illness, the more attention and requirement it requires. Sometimes you may get off with just taking an antibiotic or, being in the hospital just for like inpatient, outpatient thing. But some illnesses require you to stay in the hospital. Sometimes you need outside support to take care of you while you're in the hospital. You see how that is just with life. There's different stages of healing. There's different stages of growth. And depending on where you are in the journey, that's going to dictate what you need. So if you're broken and you're healed and you can't see past things and you have bad relationships, you don't know how to get out, you may need a therapist. You may need someone on the outside to pour into you. You may need people you could trust, people who care for you, to be a part of this journey with you. And guess what? Those things that you filter into your life to help you become strategies to keep you motivated, because no longer are you depending on yourself to write. I know, see guys, how beyond the page and writing journaling is? This is why I had to make this video, because do you know how to journal? Yes, you may know how to journal, you may know how to write, but these tips are what helped me make it a lifestyle. This is what helped me stay to my focus, my purpose for journaling, which was personal growth. And so depending on where you are in your journey, you have to do things to help you stay motivated. So maybe you need to bring in some outside help. Maybe you're just like, you know what, I'm loving my life, but I need motivation to not give up on myself. I've been dealing with low self-esteem, lack of confidence, doubt and worry, and anxiety for so long, but I have dreams. I have plans for my life. I want to provide help to others. I want to provide support to my family and encouragement, be more a part of my kids' life in a different way. Maybe that's where you are. And if you are, same thing goes for you. You begin to write about how to make those things happen. So that's where I'm at now, where I'm doing things that are requiring me to step outside my comfort zone to be here online with you guys. And so for me, what does that mean? That means I have to start going to events that empower me. That means I have to start finding accountability partners, which I have an awesome. I have a few awesome accountability partners that help me build my dreams. I know I'm going on. Do you guys have any questions for me? I'm gonna try. Being committed to healing is not easy, but it's obtainable. Yes, Barbara. Yes, it is. And so, if you guys, I'm trying to stay. If I see any other things here, I'm gonna try to look back and forth. But it's not easy. This is why when I say stay in love, it's no longer about how to journal anymore. It's about you. Stay in love with you, what you're doing, and how to make this journaling thing work towards what your goal, what your purpose is. It's no longer about, oh, what am I going to write in this journal? It's more about how you can journal to stay motivated on the purpose, which was number 2, of why you are journaling. And so this is exactly, now that I moved everything, I got to go find my stuff. Oh, man. So when it comes to building confidence, while I'm looking for my journal, when it comes to building confidence and staying motivated, this is why, for me, surrounding yourself with people who empower you is a strategy that you can begin to do. Obviously, for me, I'm a very visual person, so it's changing your settings, your surrounding. Actually, this past week, I was in my house. Not this past week. It was a while ago. But I was in my house, and I'm grateful. I love my house. But there are certain areas of my house that remind me of my failures. I don't know. That could just be something for me. But do you have things in your life that just remind you of things that hurt you? And maybe it's not your house. Maybe it's just a place or a car or a book or an old journal or just something. Do you guys have things in your life like that? Let me look. The reason I bring it up is because when I realized how certain places and certain things were making me feel, I wasn't aware of it. My awareness of my emotions was not quite there. And so when I began to become aware through the journey that I was on, through my journaling, that's when I began to notice I have to change this piece of my house, because here I am trying to make my life better and heal. And this particular space makes me feel, it reminds me of my past. And so even in step number 3, staying in love, staying motivated, it's not just what you write and what you're bringing into your life. It's also a visual thing too. So that's why people use vision boards. That's why I have an inspiration wall, because I no longer want to see things that remind me of areas of my past that hurt me. And this is the same concept that I want you to think about when it comes to your journal. Some people say, oh, Latonia, because I'll have journals out at my workshops and things like that, and people say, oh, I don't want to look in your journals, it's private, it's personal. But you know what, guys, I'm not ashamed, because I'm at a place now in my life where I can look at my past and I know I've healed because they no longer hurt me. And if there are things that do hurt me so much that I can't bother to look at, I know now I need to get rid of them. Burn it. I burn them. I get rid of my trash and I shred them. I get rid of things in my life that no longer that no longer give me positive energy. Those things gotta go, especially while I'm in the healing mode. And so I want you to think about your journal the same way. I want you to think about your journal from a point of, this is going to be my space that I'm going to use to pull me forward. This is going to be my journey of personal growth. Because when it comes to knowing how to journal, this is the way that worked for me. And I'm sharing it because I want to empower you. So if you need some guidance, head on over to Let'sWriteLife.com, because I have a link to join my email list, and you will get a free download for 30 life questions to awaken your personal growth, because I want you to get started and just see how it goes. Don't give up. Don't give in. Stay connected. I hope this video really does empower you. So you guys remember my 3 tips, right? Number 1, start with you. Number 2, give it a purpose. Number 3, stay in love, stay motivated. So before we go, so that you don't have to rely on heading over to the website, although I do want you to get the download, I'm going to give you a journaling prompt right now to help you get started. What do you want most out of life? How do you want to move forward? Start with these 2 questions and just give yourself the time to express whatever thought comes to your mind. Not because you know the answer, but for you to hear the dialogue that's going on in your mind. Whatever you hear, try to write it down. Read over it. Write for at least 5 minutes, okay? I want you to literally sit, listen to whatever comes to your mind when you ask yourself, what do you want most out of life? And how do you want to move forward? Say whatever you want, even if it seems crazy. That's the best part about journaling. There's no limit, there's no boundaries. Okay, and I know some of you probably already have the journaling prompts. You already did the free download from the email. It's probably exactly why you're here watching this video, because you're wondering how to move forward. And so this question is for you. What do you want most out of life? How can you move forward? Okay, guys, so that's my tips for today. I do want to show you just a few of my journals before we go. Let's see. Oh, what are you saying? Hi, Barbara. I am so glad that you're on this video with me. Wow, that is seriously deep. And I never thought about that. But yes, I definitely do have things in my home that cultivate my past failures and doubts. Yeah, seriously. Oh, man. And unfortunately, you know, I can see hearts. Yay. I love when the technology works. So thank you guys. Hearts, thumbs ups, and right back at you. I'm going to try to. All right, I'm doing it for myself because I can't actually like what you guys. Yeah, anyway. So yeah, it's so true. Like, even, oh my gosh. So last weekend, I actually changed my bathroom. And it seems so. My bathroom, it's fine for what it is. So I never really changed it. Literally 10 years I've been in the same place, and I have never changed the decor in my bathroom. There's other places that I see more. So I've always given my attention and energy to that. But over the last few weeks and months, I've really enjoyed having some self-care time in the bathroom. Self-care meaning beyond just taking a bath. Self-care meaning I bring my music in there now. I bring candles in there now. I dim the lights, and I really just let my time when I'm just end of the day trying to relax. I just let that be my time for me to really hear my thoughts and just hear what the words of whatever the songs or music is saying. And somehow my bathroom has become a sanctuary for me to escape at the end of every day. Yes, I live in the same house, but I have places in my house now that no longer remind me of my past. They remind me how to be present in the moment I have now and just care for what I need for my soul, my mind, body, heart, and soul to be healed. And I just have totally just changed a lot of things around me. And so, yeah, it's very helpful when you can just start to see those things in your life and become involved in your destiny, become involved in what you want your energy and inspiration and aspirations to be around you. You got to make boundaries, and then you got to set things in your life that empower you. Okay, so right now I have just started using, I didn't even pull it out. Let me pull it out. So I have finally started using the Create Journal. Here it is. finally I've started using this thing. And this is always a tough journal for me to start. Once I start, then it's like, woo, the floodgates run open and I'm using the heck out of it. But it's always hard to start. And so I bring the visual one out because journaling is so much more than just writing. Although I am a straightforward journaler, I write, I don't really get into the washi tape and, stickers and those embellishments that really bring out the creative side. Not yet, at least. But if you want to send me some stuff to start, doing that and exploring that, please send me some. You can find my contact information right on my website. But yeah, so I started using mine. And I'm doing something interesting right now. So I started creating this like dot map. But for those of you who have the Best of Me journal, I talk about plenty of journaling ideas that you could do in a visual journal. So if you are not sure, the Best of Me journal is the journal that has all the tips on how to use a visual journal, how to be creative, and it also gives a list of a ton of different journals. So I didn't mention this before, but if you are giving your journal a purpose and you're not sure how you want to start making it a part of your everyday life, falling in love with it, and staying motivated, there's a great list of various types of journals to help you stay in love with the purpose you've given your writing. So just wanted to make sure I added that in there now that I pulled this out. But because my purpose for writing is all about personal growth, I started making a thought map, and I called it Bloom because in every season things change. And so I just started making lines to things on this left side, probably right side for you guys. I started writing about the things that came to bloom in my life this year so far. So I launched 7 new journals: Expecting Joy, Choose Happiness, You're Worth Writing For. I practiced living life based around my core values this year a whole lot. I started doing live broadcasts. I started blogging. I spoke at my first major event for Peace Love. I just started writing about the things I did accomplish this year, even the small things. Small things being like self-care, painting my nails. See, guys, I've been keeping up with it. Going on just a weekend away with my family, which I never was doing before. Just even the smallest things are on this left side. And then on the right side, I'm going to be filling that with things that I want to see bloom in this year that have not happened yet. And so I thought I'd share this with you because I use various journals that support me staying with my purpose. So yes, my purpose for journaling is personal growth, but what types of journals are going to help me stay in love with journaling? What types of journals are going to help me stay motivated on that purpose? So when I do stuff like this, and this is the type of stuff that I do in my workshops, when I do stuff like this is how I'm able to really see my personal growth. Because I can literally look back at this next year and say, wow, when I'm feeling discouraged, like, I don't do anything. I've never accomplished anything. I have proof now that I wrote. Nobody's telling me I did all this. That I can know for myself that I have done something. So no one can, so I should never have to feel like, oh, I'm worthless, I'm useless, all I do is fail. Although those times do come for me. But when I write about them and when I see this, I'm reminded that, wait, yeah, I have done some stuff. Some things are big, some things are small, but I did it. Okay, and so I can't just say I don't do anything. So that's that one. To the point where I've been actually writing on anything. Like, this is a cardboard. I've been writing on this just to make sure that I get it into my journal, and I put it in there so when I get back to it, I will be writing about that. So that's that one. I shared the Best of Me. This is my straightforward journaling. In this journal is where I talk about my dreams, my goals, my aspirations, how I want to move forward in life. Why? Because this journal not only has content in it, but it allows me to just always be reminded why I started this journey in the first place. So you guys already should know about the best of me. If you don't, you can always go over to letswritelife.com to find out more about it. All right, and so I did want to share a few more. So for those of you who are moms out there, this is a random journal that I got from when I was in the corporate world, John Hancock. And it didn't want it to go to waste. So actually this is a journal because I really enjoy being a mom. I really love my daughters, and I wanted to be able to capture aspects of their life that made me feel proud to be their mom. And so I have a little journal for them. And it's just this. I don't write in it every day, literally. I probably write in this once a year, to be honest. But it's there because this part of my life is something that fulfills me. Remember trying to identify what in your life, what does fulfillment mean? This is one of those things. So when I do it, I feel fulfilled doing it. They may never see it, but for the emotions that I need to be no longer feel like a void, this does that for me. And so I wanted to share that. Then there's inspirational journals that you use because of what they say. Blank. This is pretty much full. That was the last page. No content inside. I use inspirational journals because of what they say that could empower me to move forward. I have a share journal. This is a journal that actually my sister and I shared when I went to college. So every time I would come back home, I'd either give it to her or she'd give it to me. So maybe there's a friend or your spouse, your husband, whoever it is in your life, at whatever stage of your life you're on, maybe you want to journal, and having someone on the other end of that journal will empower you or encourage you to write. That's an option. For those of you who love traveling, I have a travel journal. This is my journal from when I studied abroad in South Africa. So all of that to say, there's no limit to journaling. There's no right or wrong way. The only thing is you need to know what you want journaling to be in your life for you. Okay, guys? So that is my video for today. I am so glad that you have stuck it out with me in this very long video, but I hope it gave you the information, the insight you need to just continue to help you stay motivated or think about journaling from a perspective that you didn't know was there for you to do. So yes, yay, heart, yay! So let me see, you transformed your mundane space to an essential oasis for your daily peace. Oh my gosh, yes, this is why I was telling you, you need to start getting your Bath and Body Works. I should not give them a plug. I am not sponsoring them. They are not paying me to say this. But yeah, get your best body wash, lotions, candles, and get on in there and make your bathroom space, even if it's your kitchen. Oh my gosh, your kitchen too can become an oasis for you if that's what you love. And so just, you have to find ways in your everyday life to just start changing things so you could feel motivated, so you could feel like things are happening. And when you do change those things, put it in your journal. Say, oh, I really enjoyed changing my bathroom around today, or I really enjoyed, changing, what's going on in my kitchen, or just cleaning it up or straightening it up, whatever it is in your house. Just capture those moments, because those are the moments that are going to empower you. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to get off this live broadcast now, but you know where to find me. You know what, maybe on Thursday's video, because I'm planning to do another broadcast on Thursday for Thursday Thoughts. Maybe I'll go a little bit more through my journals and just focus on how I use them, because there is one more I didn't get to share today, but it's here at my office now. I brought it from home. I'll share it with you guys in the next video. Alright guys, thank you for joining. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments for me. I'm going to take one last look, but I think we are all good to go now. Okay, see you soon. Bye! Hey guys, the featured journals in this video were the Best of Me and the Create Visual Journal. When I was talking about my Choose Happiness journey and that choice I made that began my journey with journaling, that is this journal right here that I captured just a piece of my story in, but wanted to share it with you as well. This is the journal that captures that significant moment in my life. All of these journals can be found at letswritelife.com.